Hello, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since my last post. I've been deep in a few projects lately, including a feature film, but I'm really excited to be back with a fresh new tutorial. Today I'm breaking down this grade from a cinematic scene that has a warm, laid-back summer vibe. And the best part, we will be using DaVinci Resolve Studio's built-in tools only. So no LUTs, no Dehancer Pro. Without further ado, let's dive in. First, let's go through the project settings. Here I've matched both the timeline and video resolution to the native resolution of the footage. For color management, as you may remember from my other tutorials, I prefer using a CST-based workflow. So I've set the color science to DaVinci YRGB, with the timeline color space set to DaVinci White Gamut Intermediate, which gives us maximum flexibility and color data to work with during grading. The output color space is set to Rec 709 Gamma 2.4, which is ideal for standard viewing environments. Now, let's start by adding our input CST. This footage was shot on the RE Amira 4K, so I'm setting the input color space to RE White Gamut and the gamma to RE Log C3. For the output color space in this node, I'm using DaVinci White Gamut Intermediate. This brings the footage into our working space. Let's go ahead and name this. Next, we'll create the output CST node. This time we are converting from DaVinci White Gamut Intermediate to Rec 709 Gamma 2.4, which is our final delivery space. For convenience, I'm copying the input CST node, then swapping the input-output parameters. And I'll update the output color space and gamma, and make sure to adjust the tone mapping settings. Perfect. Now let's find our hero shot and get started with the actual grade. Let me correct the name here. Okay, as a first step, I want to apply the Kodak 2383 Filmmaker LUT that comes with DaVinci Resolve Studio. You can find it in the LUTs folder. Here, let me show you something. First, I'll add a node just before the output CST and apply the LUT here. As you can see, it doesn't look quite right. The image becomes overly contrasty and a bit harsh, actually. Not the pleasing film look we're aiming for. Here we can try lowering the key output level to minimize the effect, like this. And yes, it looks slightly better, but this doesn't actually fix the core issue here. It only softens it. The real problem is that we are applying the LUT in the wrong color space. Right now we're still in DaVinci White Gamut, but these LUTs are designed for Rec 709 Cineon Film Log. So let's do it the proper way. I'll delete this node first. This time I'll add a serial node after the output CST and insert a CST node to convert from Rec 709 Gamma 2.4 to Rec 709 Cineon Film Log. I'll name this node Cinefilm. Then I'll add another serial node right after that, and this is where we'll apply the Kodak 2383 LUT. And there we go. Now it behaves exactly as intended. Next, we'll adjust the strength. While we could again reduce the key output level here, that would reveal the Cineon log conversion underneath, which of course we don't want. To avoid that, I'll select both the conversion node and the LUT node and turn them into a compound node. This way we can reduce their intensity together. Somewhere around here looks great. Let's check out the before and after. Beautiful. That filmic vibe really comes through now. Okay, now that we've locked in our film look, we can move on to primer grading. By the way, just a quick note. I applied the film look first because it affects contrast and balance. If we edit it later, we would likely have to revisit earlier adjustments. So applying the Kodak 2383 LUT upfront helps keep the workflow efficient and consistent. Okay, looking at the image now, I'm quite happy with the white balance. Skin tones look natural and pleasing. So I'll just add a note here for contrast adjustments. Here I'll be using the primary wheels, lift, gamma and gain. For convenience, I'll work with my mini panel here, but you can easily follow along using your mouse. As I make these changes, I am keeping an eye on the waveform monitor, making sure shadows, midtones and highlights are all staying in the right place. This is looking good so far. I might slightly lower the low shadows just to bring down the blacks. They look a little lifted. Nice. Let's check the before and after again. Perfect. Now, to create that warm summer vibe, I'll add another note and gently warm up the image using the temperature and tint sliders. Somewhere around here feels right. Let's take a look. Nice, it's giving us that golden sunlit tone. At this point, I also want to make sure the skin tone is staying in the right place. One way to check this is by creating a mask on the subject's face and enabling highlights to isolate it. Then we'll check it on the vector scope. But there is a small issue here. When we enable highlights here, it doesn't show us the final Rec 709 image, so it's a bit tricky to interpret. A better workaround is to create another node at the very end of the chain. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay, in this node we'll create the same mask and turn on highlights. Now, looking at the vector scope, you can clearly see that the skin tone falls right on the skin tone indicator line, so we're in a good spot. As a final step, I want to use the film look creator to add that last filmic touch. I'm starting with a clean slate here, and I'll begin with bleach bypass to give it that classic cinematic feel. Looks good. We can also add a bit of richness to enhance the overall tone. Now let's dial in some vignette, halation and bloom. By the way, just be mindful with the bloom, as too much can take away from the sharpness of your image. Remember, a little goes a long way. And finally, we'll finish it off with some film grain to bring everything together and give it that organic texture. And there it is, a warm cinematic summer gray built entirely with DaVinci Resolve's built-in tools. If you found this helpful, give it a like, drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more cinematic color breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.